Then we have the main event of the evening. This was supposed to be the co-main event of UFC Tampa, but it was moved to UFC Vegas 101. I don't know if it was moved because of an injury or any reason in particular, or they just needed a main event. I don't know why it was moved. But when it moved, it went from 3 rounds to 5. This is also a rematch from 2019, where Amanda pretty much dominated. She had takedowns, she controlled the striking, she was never really in any danger at all. We've got Mackenzie Dern taking on Amanda Ribas. Mackenzie Dern is an amazing grappler. She has had mixed results in the UFC. While her grappling remains elite, she has not really progressed as well in the wrestling or the striking. She has a negative striking differential, a horrific 16% takedown accuracy, but she is insanely tough. She has no quit in her whatsoever, and she is coming off that incredible win over Lupi Godinez where she controlled the striking, and by some random act of God, she had 2 takedowns. And outside of being the love of Jacob's life, Amanda Ribas is a well-rounded fighter who is getting her second main event. This fight is at 115 pounds, which is the weight class best suited for her. She started her career as a grappler. She added striking, and now she's comfortable everywhere. Her striking stats are solid. She has almost a 5-3 striking differential, a 61% striking defense. Then you round her out with takedown defense and a very solid 85%. She has plenty of cardio. She's always willing to fight, but she is coming off that 125-pound loss to Rose Namajunas, where she had 4 takedowns. And anytime I break down a rematch, I need to look at the first fight and then decide, has anything changed since then? In the first fight, which was an incredibly long time ago, have those fighters evolved in a meaningful way? And if they have, I just ignore it. I just ignore it. Oh, they've evolved. They're not the same person. Who cares about that fight? If they have not, well, then I take a look at it. And then I see what happened in that fight, and I apply that logic here. And I don't think they have. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, meaning in their first fight, we had a well-rounded Amanda Ribas and a pretty one-dimensional Mackenzie Dern. We kind of still have that same matchup. Mackenzie Dern's hands looked a little better in her last fight, but they're not as good as Amanda's. She did get a couple of takedowns, but keep in mind, her last fight was against a very unreliable, inconsistent Lupi Godinez. I think Amanda Ribas is more of the same. I think this is just rounds 4 through 8. And look how fast I did that math. God, that was good. Look at me. Anyway, I think it's more of the same. In the last fight, Amanda controlled the striking, had the takedowns, was never in any danger on the ground. I think it's exactly the same thing. Amanda's the better striker still. Mackenzie Dern didn't leapfrog Amanda in the striking department. Mackenzie Dern's takedowns aren't great, so I think Amanda can still defend them. I mentioned that 85% takedown defense. And Amanda Ribas has very, very good jiu-jitsu, certainly defensively. So it goes back to everything I just said in the last fight. BJJ off your back is different than BJJ on top. BJJ in a competition is different than getting punched in the face in a cage. I think Amanda Ribas wins this the same way she won the first time. The real tragedy here is that when this was the co-main event of UFC Tampa, Amanda Ribas was an underdog, and Jacob had a ton of money on her. And then everybody wised up. She flipped to a favorite. The fight was canceled, so the bet was canceled. They've rebooked it, and now she's squarely the favorite. These odds make sense. This is where it should be. Guys, that is the breakdown. But don't forget, I have 4 bets on this card already. 3 total units out the door, 2 parlays, 2 money lines. Every single one of those bets is plus money. If you do want to unlock all of those bets, if you want to check out everything that we do, you can do so in the app. Just go to the iOS App Store, download the app, and bingo bongo, you're ready to gongo. Nah, gongo doesn't work. Ready to go. Bingo bongo, ready to go. That might work. Like chaperone. Anyway, download the app. Spent a lot of time and effort. When I say we, it was Josh. I didn't do anything. A lot of time and effort to get this app at the door. Make sure the user experience made sense, that it was logical, that everything on the website works inside the app. So download the app. Once you have the app, you'll get push notifications. You'll have access to every single thing we do, including the bets, the tools, and all that. One of those tools is the Data Analyzer. Data Analyzer is fully loaded with fight cards clean through 2025. So if you become a premium member today, not only are you going to unlock all the bets I have for UFC Vegas 101, you'll also get all the bets we're about to place for UFC 311 and the other cards, but you also get access to the tools, this tool here, will give you the ability to break down tape study, to look at detailed data, metrics, look at analytics for fights well into the future. February, March, all those fights. WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. It is only $10 for an entire month. All of the other tools like the line movement tracker, the prop hunter, and everything else will also be available, including this random roofer from New Zealand who happens to break down fights at an autistic level. There will be non-UFC fight cards during this holiday break, and Artem will give you those picks, those bets, and those breakdowns. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. Guys, I appreciate every last one of you. The only way I know how to show my appreciation is to do this every single Sunday, regardless of what's going on. So thank you for the watch. Thank you for all the support, and I'll see you throughout this entire break.